All right, all my Detroit Piston fans and all my Detroit fans, all my Motor City Sports Talk fans, make sure you guys go check out Piston Mike. We got him over 100 followers, so make sure you check him out. Everything Pistons, man. He gonna hold it down and do his thing, just strictly on the Pistons thing. You know, I got the Lions and Pistons, but man, we always trying to help people get their channel up. Let's get them to 200 next, 300 next, 400 next, 500 next, and let's get them all the way to a rack so you can start making that bag. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you go over to Piston Mike as you see it on the screen. Let's get them to 200, then 300, then 400, then 500, and the whole shebang. Peace. All right, should the Detroit Pistons, make room for Kuzma? Let's talk about it. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Check out Detroit Piston Talk playlist. Appreciate it. I'm gonna have to squeeze that Piston live in pretty soon, man. Season wrap up, been stupid busy, man. So yeah, appreciate everybody for tapping in, man. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Share the video, thumbs up the video. Appreciate the support. And right now, I'm considering squeezing in another draft spotlight. And I think trying to figure out I'm gonna go with. I'm thinking about Kai Jones or Jonathan Kuminga. I'll go with Jonathan Kuminga. Alright, I've seen a little bit of him, so I'm gonna hopefully I'll get around to it after we done here. And yeah, the Jonathan Kuminga video will be up pretty soon. So we start scouting him now. So, but yeah, you know, should they make room for Kyle Kuzma? It's been said by Kyle Kuzma. Age has been reported that the Lakers don't look to move on to Kuzma. You know, you think about players that the Lions, keep saying the Pistons can trade for. Let's kind of look at a few guys that they could move for. They could accelerate the process. One guy that's going to be on the block is going to be Paul George, like it or not. You know, ain't a playoff player, but it's a veteran that can groom people. We know Paul George pretty going to be on the playoff block. Pascal Siakam is another guy that could be on the block. Him and Nick Nurse, he been cussing Nick Nurse out all season, you know. And I think Siakam is a damn good player, you know. Bad situation. Face it, Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid could be on the block. Draymond could be on the block. But, you know, you look as well, Will Barton for the Nuggets. Jamal Murray, I don't know. Boston Celtics, Jaylen Brown, a few other guys over there. The Wizards, you know, Bradley Beal. You go to Houston, could be could be Christian Wood. We already had him. John Wall. So these are preferable guys. I mean, the Bulls, Kobe White could be traded. Zach LaVine could be traded. The Knicks could be getting rid of Julius Randle. You never really know. So Miami could be getting rid of Hero. So there are some options there. Minnesota, D'Angelo Russell, Karl-Anthony Towns. Portland could, you know, make moves. CJ McCollum. You know, and really, you look at it. You got Killian. You got a pick. You got Sadiq Bey. You got Isaiah Stewart, right? And really, you're trying to build around them, right? Could you accelerate the process by trading for Karl-Anthony Towns or Paul George? You know, trading for Siakam, yes. Okay? So, really, you're not building around Jeremy Grant. If they were, they would have gave Grant the 4 years the deal. You building around right now, not because they superstar, just building around those guys. You trying to see what you got. And Savitas, you trying to see what you got with some dudes off the bench. But right now, you got Killian at the 1, Bey at the 3, Stewart at the 5. Okay? They can accelerate the process and say, you know what, I could play Stewart at the 5 and put Carl at the 4 or put Carl at the 5. They have the assets. Josh Jackson, you know, they have the assets to make something jump. Jeremy Grant, you know, the Kings. You know, what if they ready to move on from De'Aaron Fox? You know, would you say, you know what, Killian and some future stuff for Fox? And you bring in Green or Mobley, whoever y'all like, yeah, you can do that. You know, maybe Memphis done with Jaren Jackson. Maybe the Thunder, maybe like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You know, maybe you say, you know what, I like Gilgeous-Alexander, I like Cade Cunningham in the backcourt. I like Alexander, and I like Green in the backcourt, or somebody else. So, honestly, you got options. You can accelerate this process, or you can continue to marinate it the right way. Kemba Walker, I'm not a fan. But you have options out there. If I had Jaylen Brown, would I? No. Okay. You got Dalalo, Dennis Smith Jr., Mason Plumlee, Frank Jackson. You got Saban Lee. So really, I'm really looking at it as, if I do accelerate for current, I will only do it for currently Towns type player. You know, but right now I think what they can do. Remember Dubonnier, keep it intact, keep the young talent that you got, all of it. Keep the young talent, and make a minor move for a guy like Kyle Kuzma. Now, where would Kuzma fit in this? You know, well, you gotta say Bay or Grant, and most people gonna go with Grant. And you love what Grant has done here, or because you do Dubonnier and take your pick and get Kuzma. I'm not a fan, but honestly, you looking at a situation where Dubonnier and Grant or Bay, you got to go for Kyle Kuzma. Because you're going to play Kuzma at the 4, Stewart at the 5, Bay at the 3, right? Whoever you get in the draft, we'll see. And also, look at it this way, too. What if you take Mobley? You don't need Grant. I mean, you don't need Kuzma. So, in honesty, if I'm the Pistons, I like the idea of taking Kuzma, bringing a hometown kid here. But you know what? I'm not compromising. You actually downgrading from Grant to Kuzma. It's an enigma if Kuzma gonna come here and break out. I keep what I got here. I keep my front line. I put in some minutes for Dubonnier. This is what I'm doing next year. Whoever the draft pick is, we don't know yet. So it's gonna be Killian, Stewart starting, Bay starting, Grant starting. Off rip. Dubonnier gonna be my first dude off the bench. You know, that's how we rocking. And eventually, you are going to have to get veteran players. Even if you get Mobley or Green, eventually you got to get more veterans. But you have to find out what you got in Saban Lee, what you got in Servetus. You got to find out what you got in those guys. But if they continue to develop and work hard and be on their P's and Q's, I think, and you bring in the right rookie, I think anything is possible. I think you could see a very quick turnaround. But I think Kuzma, if you didn't have Grant here, you could bring in Kuzma. I think you can get away with it because you got other great defensive players around Kuzma. But let's say you bring in Mobley or Green. They're not great defenders yet, I don't believe. So I think I would stick what I got. You put in Green, it's okay if he's not a great defender. Killian can defend. Stewart can defend. Grant and Bacon can defend. I think this team could turn around pretty quick. You know, can I say playoffs next year? I think they started to kind of trend towards that line. But I really think if they add a Cunningham or Green or somebody like that, I think they can start to trend towards that. But Kuzma, I just think it messed up the feng shui. You know, the defense. You know, that's always been Detroit's identity. They always had a good point guard. They always pride themselves on defense when we going for championships. So, you know, Kuzma, great player. I think I'd like to see him in Atlanta. Maybe a John Collins swap or something like that. Atlanta, Philadelphia, I think a great fix for him. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Check out the NBA Talk Detroit Pistons Talk playlist for more videos like this. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsor, video request. All our social media subscription. Reach out anytime. If you have want to advertise a business channel, video request, chop it up. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJ Good 313. That's in the description. PayPal link there as well too. Best way to donate. Share the video. Don't forget you can check out my main channel, Goodfellas Sports TV, right here on YouTube for more music, sports, entertainment. Peace.